All right. So let's start. Let me share my screen. Perfect. So welcome to DurgaSoft. Today we are going to start our new, first demo on demo class 1 on MySQL, right? So before understanding about, today I'll basically give you about the introduction of what is MySQL. So, and before that, first let me introduce about myself. Okay. So I'm Divya. I have about 8+ years of experience into data analytics. I completed my master's in data science and I have experience in teaching all the data science subjects like SQL, Tableau, Power BI, Python, statistics, and machine learning. Okay, so with DurgaSoft, currently I'm teaching MySQL and Tableau. Okay, so this is about me. So as I said, today let me give you the introduction of what is SQL and all. Okay, and as you might already know, the course duration is of 35 days, right? And we are starting this batch from today only. This is the first demo, right? And the course fees is of 3,000, only 3,000. And in a while, I will explain you. I'll show you the course content also, what topics we are going to cover in this course. Along with this, basically, I will teach the specialty of my my class is that I will teach here, I will use here real-time database. By using real-time database only, I will teach all the concepts which we will discuss about this very detailedly going forward. Okay. So let's start. Let me give some introduction, but before that, if you can make it anyone or all of you one by one, if possible, try to tell me a little bit about yourself, like about your backgrounds. Maybe are you currently working, or are you already have some knowledge on SQL, or are you completely new to SQL kind of things? You can unmute yourself and you can speak, or else even you can just type it in the chat. Kranti, Rahul, Sunita. Just, so that I can understand about you. That's it. Yes, Rahul.
Yeah, Rahul this side. I'm currently working as a sports analyst and trying to switch my career into data science and data analytics.
Okay.
So I've done my B in IT,
Okay.
so learning MySQL and gaining some hands-on on the MySQL and Tableau Power BI so that I can switch my domain into
Yes,
data analytics.
yes. Correct, correct. That is a best choice actually. And as you said, you already, completed your BE. I mean, you did your BE in IT, so you might already have some basics of SQL. But still, everything we will start here from scratch. We will discuss detailedly about each and everything from scratch. So yeah. And yes, SQL especially, I can say it is a backbone for complete, the entire IT industry, as you might already know, right?
Correct.
Whatever job role you choose, every job role, every, in every domain and every job role, SQL is a must. Everyone should learn SQL. That would be treated as the first subject, and then along with that, we need to learn some other subjects according to the domains we choose, right? So yeah. Thank you, Rahul. And Sunita, can you able to?
Yes, hi, good evening.
Yes, please.
So
Hi.
currently I'm working as business analyst, but currently I am on maternity leave. So thought of
Okay.
migrating from business analyst to data science. So first I would like to go for the database. So I joined.
Yes, so that you can brush up the concepts once again.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Okay, Sunita, I got it. Thank you. All right. So yeah, other students were disconnected, maybe due to internet issues or something. Let's start. Okay. So yes. See, basically, in each of my batch, I will get some mixed students. Even I will get, experienced persons who are working already with lots of experience, like 7+ years, 8+ years in other fields, and someone they are trying to transit their career into data science, and even they will come to brush up the skills once again from scratch. And even I will get complete students from non-IT background who are just trying to transit to the IT. So keeping that in mind, basically I will teach here everything from scratch. I'll give the introduction also from scratch. Okay, so let's see. So SQL, as you know, full form of SQL is structured query language, correct? So basically, what is SQL in the sense? It is a language which we will use to communicate with the database. Okay, first I will explain you about it detailedly, but first let's try to understand what is database. Okay, database is the place where we will store the data. Technically, I can say database is nothing but collection of data. Okay, we know that in not only nowadays, but from of course from many years ago, but still from few years ago, we all know that we are generating data, lots of data, right? We are generating data a lot, correct? uh, from last few years, especially data generation has increased, right? We all started generating a lot of data today, and the reason behind this is, there are many reasons of course, but if actually what I'm doing here, before understanding about what is database and what is SQL, let's take some time to understand about the importance of data and how today's world is revolving around the data. Then I'll go into the actual concept. Okay, so as I'm saying, from last few years we are using lots of data, and we have so many reasons in it, but maybe one of the reason is digitalization, right? Because nowadays we know we are using lots of applications in smartphones, right? Everyone is using smartphones, and we are using lots of apps in smartphones, and by using them generally basically what is happening, we are generating lots of data for every second, right? We are spending daily, we are spending so much of time with internet, maybe in some social media applications like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, right? And not only that, we are using so many apps. From the time when demonetization happened, everyone started using digital payments, right? Nowadays we all are using phone pays and Google pays, correct? Even we are depending completely on the internet, and internet I can say, not only smartphones, right? Especially from the COVID pandemic time, we completely started depending more on the internet, right? We started using many OTT platforms like maybe Netflix, Hotstar, and all, right, to watch any movies or series. And we are doing online shoppings. We are using so many e-commerce websites like Amazon, Flipkart. There are so many, of course, right? Even we are working from home only, correct? Based on, we are using internet, and we are doing lots of things in the internet only today. Even today we are connected to learn something by using internet only, in online only, right? Like this we are basically, what's happening, we completely depending on the internet today. And with this internet, whatever we are doing, whatever examples I just said you now, actually what is happening, by using all these things, we are generating lots of data. Whatever applications we are using in our smartphones, let me tell you one simple example. Suppose in our mobiles we installed any one application. Okay, after installing any application, basically we will actually, what we will do, we will give some permissions to them, right? We will just click on accept, we will give some permissions, right? For example, suppose any application, it may be any e-commerce application, something. Okay, maybe we will use to log in that or to sign up that, either we will use our Gmail, right? I mean any mail ID, or else mobile number, correct? By using that only, we will create our accounts, and we will log in, and we will use that. You will use all the apps, right? If you remember, if we talk about any Gmail account, whenever you first, I mean whenever we created our own Gmail accounts, if you remember, we should give some details there, right? So what are the details we need to give to sign up or to create our Gmail account? In the sense, We will give name, we will give our age, gender, phone number, and date of birth. You can even check by just going into that website while creating. They will ask all these details. They will ask gender also, they will ask age also, and they will ask date of birth also. We need to give all these details, and then we can able to create our account. Okay, what is happening? So by giving all these details, whatever details I said just now, all those details basically we are storing with the Gmail. That is automatic directly. I can say if I'm talking about Gmail, we are giving all these details to the Google people, right? And whenever we are using any other applications, like maybe like Amazon or like any Netflix, whatever it is, whenever we are using those applications, we are using the same Gmail ID or the mobile number, which if we are using the same mobile number which we gave to the Gmail ID, by default, we are using that Gmail ID and we are logging, we are creating our accounts. After logging in, we are giving some permissions to that applications. By default, after installing only, we need to go, click some, we need to give some permissions, then only we can go forward, right? By default, what we are doing here, we are giving that applications also. Suppose if it is Amazon, for this kind of applications also we are giving permissions for these applications to to receive our data from this, all the data which is actually linked to that particular Gmail account. That is, with the Gmail account, whatever details we give, gender, age, date of birth, all the details whatever we give within the Gmail account, all that details we are directly giving permission to Amazon people also to use them. That is what happening actually. Okay, by default, every application whatever we are using or whatever we are doing in the online, we are generating lots of data, and all these applications are also storing our data actually. And to store the data, basically they will use databases. Okay, let's get to the database in a while. But am I correct? Whatever examples I gave, am I correct? That's what we will do, right? We need to give some permissions while using some applications. And you might already observe this, right? Like, suppose imagine you searched about something, some product or something in maybe Google or somewhere. And after that, in the same day, on if you open any other application, maybe Instagram or Facebook, you might observe you will get that kind of ads in our accounts, right? Did you observe this thing? Did you came across this thing? Suppose I searched about one product in Google, then after 1 hour or evening, I just went to my Instagram. Then I can see some ads about the product which I searched in the Google in my Instagram page. Is this happen to anyone?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
that will basically we might all we all know that. So how it is happening in the sense, because of this reason only our data is, we are just giving permissions for them to use our data by default, and our data is circulating here and there because of this internet. First of all, every company, okay, irrespective of the domain, what they are doing, not only this applications, not only the apps which we are using in the smartphones, everywhere, every business nowadays, uh, it will run based on the data only. We will generate lots and lots of data, and as we are generating this much of data in real time, everywhere, every second, obviously we should have good systems to maintain that data, right? I'm just explaining you this example just to make you understand why SQL is, why SQL is that important to learn. Uh, you know, the importance of SQL, the importance of maintaining the databases, because all we are generating lots of data, not only by using smartphones, whatever we are doing. Uh, that at the end of the day, it is converting into data only, right? So what is happening here, basically whatever apps we use, all the data will be stored and maintained in their particular databases only. If you are using Amazon, if you ordered some product, that complete details will be stored in the Amazon database. Like that, everywhere each and every company will have their own databases. As we are generating lots of data, we should definitely have some good ways of storing the data, right? Here comes a picture of databases. Database is a place where we will store the data, or I can say collection of data. Okay, I hope I'm clear. So now let's see what is SQL. And before that, Sai Tarun, hi, can you hear me? Great. Actually, before starting, I mean, you joined a little bit late, right? So when started the session, I introduced about myself, and I asked the students to introduce a little bit about them. Like they are already, I mean, the some little things like are they currently working, or do you can you please tell the same about you? Like, are you currently working, or are you completely new to SQL? Do you have some knowledge on SQL prior, like that?
Yes, ma'am. I'm currently a student, not at working.
Okay.
Yeah, I am new
So
to
you're
SQL.
completely new to SQL, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Done. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yes. Now we understood the importance of data, how we are basically in our real world, how we are doing all the things, whatever we are doing, that is end of the day, you know, it is generating lots of data, right? To store that data, we should use databases. Okay, database is the place every company they will store the data, and depending upon their data only they can earn the profits. Okay, I don't go into that topic. It will again, convert us to the data analytics topic. As this is only SQL class, let's focus on databases and SQL. Okay. So basically, with the huge generation of data only, all companies what will do? They will store the data, they will maintain the data, and they will analyze the data. Okay, that is how much business had happened in any particular, depend if they sales data, how much sales has happened maybe in a week, from in the last day, or in the last month, like that, whether they are getting some profits or losses, and if they are getting any losses, what is the, what is the reason for, in which location they got. If it is a big firm, they will understand in which location the sales are being dropped. Like that, there are various factors to consider, and all these factors are called as, basically that is the analysis what a data analyst will do. Okay, let's not get into that topic, but everything, because of this only, because of this analysis only, nowadays the businesses are running. Whatever analysis we will do, being a data analyst, based on that only companies are taking some decisions to earn the profits. That is the reason, irrespective of the domain. Okay, everywhere, it's not only data science or data analytics is one such domain. It won't stick to any single, I mean, one such subject, it won't stick to any single domain. Whether it can be banking, whether it can be, finance, pharmacy, e-commerce, like that, all in every domain, in every company, data analysis or data science is required because of this reason. Okay, I just wanted to say that point. Now let's get back to data and SQL. Okay, we already learned about what is database, the place where we will basically store the data, right? Now let's see what is SQL. And just I can simply directly tell you the definition of what is SQL, but before that, I would like to explain you about what is SQL by taking one simple example. Okay, most of you already know what is SQL, but still, let me take one simple example so that you can relate the things very easily. Okay, so imagine this is one college or school. Let's think this is one school, and we are talking about any particular class, maybe 10th class. Okay, maybe A section. Okay, so in this school or in this class, what they will do, they will maintain one register. Okay, to store all the details of the students. Maybe, student ID, that is roll number, student name, student marks or student attendance, like that. Okay, this register in the sense some book. Okay, manually they will enter all the details, and they will store, or they will enter the details of students in this register. Okay, so imagine one day the principal of the school wanted to check about the details of the student, or about maybe marks, about the marks, or about the attendance, or about the performance of the student. Okay, and what this principal did, he called his peon. Okay, he called his peon and he said to his peon that go to 10th A and bring the register. Okay, so that he can able to analyze whatever he want. Okay, so this peon went to this class, he took the register, he gave back to the principal, and principal saw the data whatever he want. Okay, in this scenario, here I'm saying that the school is using registers here. Suppose instead of registers, imagine this is not a school, this is a big institution where they are having so many students, like a big university. Okay, instead of registers, if they store data in the form of computers, again there are so many ways of storing the data in the computer as well. Even we can store in the data, we can store the data in the form of excels also, correct? Not only directly databases, we have so many ways to store the data. Even we can store the data in excel file, even we can store the data in text file. Like that, we are having some more forms of storing the data in systems as well. But still, though we are having these forms of this formats also, we are having some disadvantages whenever we are going to store some big data. If it is a small data like 10, maybe 10 rows, 50 rows, 100 rows, that is okay. But whenever we are going to store about 2000, 3000, 10,000, okay, 1 lakh, 1 million, like that, if we are going to store lots and lots of data, we will have the drawbacks with this formats. Their databases we need to use. We will store data in the form in the databases basically. Okay, so imagine instead of this registers, if in this university they used one database to store the data. Okay, so now what is the concept? If they store the data in the databases, whenever principal wanted to see the data, he, however, in previously whenever they were stored in the register, whenever principal wanted to see, he called the peon and he said go and bring the register, right? Whenever he's saying that, he might use some language, right? Maybe English, maybe Hindi, right? He might use any language here to communicate with the peon, so that peon will understand what is the principal requirement. Then only he went to the class and he brought the register, correct? So here, now, as we are storing data in the databases, whenever principal wanted to analyze a data inside a database, here also he should use some language, that is nothing but SQL, to communicate with the database. Okay, SQL is a language basically. Database is a place where we will store the data. Whenever we want to analyze the data, to see the data, whatever it is, if we want to do something with the data, we need to use this SQL as a language to communicate with the databases. Okay, am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So directly also I can tell the definition, but if I explain in that way, if anyone is completely new to SQL, and if anyone is from the non-IT background, they can really understand the things very well. That is the reason I explained in this manner. So now let me give you the uh, definition of SQL. As I said, SQL is a language used to communicate with the database. Okay. So now in this course, we are going to learn MySQL. So SQL is a language, I said, which is used to communicate with the database. Here again, let me tell you one more thing. As I said, we will store data inside databases, right? Basically, how we will store in the sense, inside the databases, we will create tables, okay? And inside the tables, we will store the data. Obviously, all of you might know this, right? We will store the data in the form of tables in the rows and columns format, right? And suppose if I am storing any employee's data here, okay? Imagine I'm going to store some employee ID, employee name, salary, date of joining. This thing. Let me enter some data randomly. Okay. I'll just enter 2 rows. Like this, if I am going to enter some data, if I am going to store the data in the form of this, employees is my table names now. Employee ID, employee name, salary, and date of joining. That is whatever we can see in the vertical thing, that is called as columns, right? We know that, of course. And this horizontal thing is called as rows, okay? First, whenever we are creating the table itself, we will define the column names, and after that we will enter the data in whatever I wrote here, which we will see by using the syntaxes. But basically this is what it is, correct? Table is nothing but it is a collection of row and column. This is column and this is row. Okay, now so here we are going to learn what is we are going to learn MySQL. So what is MySQL in the sense? It is just a tool. Okay, that is basically SQL is a universal declared language. Okay, this is the language which is used to communicate with the database, and this language is universally accepted. Whenever we are using any database, we will use SQL as only as a language to communicate. But we have so many tools in the market. As we are having so many companies in the market, some companies are having their own tools, and that is why we are having so many tools in the market. Okay, like maybe MySQL, Oracle SQL, SQL Server, PostgreSQL, like that. We are having so many. Just a second, guys. So yeah, SQL Server, like that. We are having so many tools. Basically, these are just tools. Here, MySQL and Oracle SQL is the tool of Oracle company. SQL Server is a tool from Microsoft company. Like that, some companies are having different tools, but end of the day the tool can be anything, but the language or the subject is same. SQL is one such subject. In this in SQL only we will have all the concepts, but in this course we are going to use MySQL tool to learn SQL. Okay, again, there won't be much differences with whatever you learned in this. You can use the same syntaxes to use Oracle SQL and SQL Server also. There might be little changes whenever we go to PostgreSQL, like that, but almost the concepts would be same. And the reason why we are choosing, why we are learning MySQL in our course, in the sense that is basically open source platform. MySQL is open source platform. That means it is freely available to anyone and everyone. As MySQL is freely available, that because of this reason, many companies, whether it can be big companies, whether it can be small companies, many companies nowadays are preferring to use MySQL. And as I said, the contents, the concepts will be same, the syntaxes will be same. Whatever you learned in this course, in this class, all the syntaxes you can use in these tools also. Okay, so that is about MySQL. And am I clear, guys, up to here? Right. Next, perfect. Next thing is that basically we have something called as DBMS, that is Database Management System. The something which is used to maintain the database. Okay, that is a system which we will use to maintain the databases. And we have something called as RDBMS, that is a Relational Database Management System. Okay, what is RDBMS in the sense? As I said, in databases, we will store the data in the form of tables, which explained just now. This is example, this is one table, right? Going forward from tomorrow, we will see, we will create all the tables and we will see lots and lots of tables, right? So basically, as I said, we will create tables and we will store the data inside the tables, right? And what is a relational database management system in the sense, if all our tables are related to each other, okay? If all our tables are related to each other, then we will call it as RDBMS. In our databases, in our database, basically, if all our tables are related to each other, okay, then we will say that database is using this RDBMS basically. Okay, that is about this term. I just wanted to tell you. Okay, and why the reason why I'm mentioning this point in the sense, we are having something called as SQL as well as NoSQL. In NoSQL, the tables will not be related to each other. In SQL, we will use only RDBMS concepts. That is, all the tables will be related to each other. Whatever tools I mentioned so far, and we are having so many other tools also. All those tools belongs to this RDBMS and SQL only. In NoSQL, we have MongoDB. Okay, that is different. Whatever we are going to learn, that is different for MongoDB. Except MongoDB, all the tools will be same. Okay, so this is about some basic introduction about what is SQL, what is database, and what we are going to learn. Okay, I mean the tool which we are going to learn, that is MySQL, right? Now I will, once we are done with the demo classes, I will show you the installation process of MySQL, and maybe today only I'll show you the user interface of MySQL, and let's uh, try to understand MySQL tool, and maybe let's create some tables also. But before that, I wanted to tell you about the course content. First, quickly let me tell you about that, and then let's start with this MySQL. Okay, and yes. And before that, one more thing, let me tell you. As I said previously also, our course duration is of 35 days. Course fees is only 3,000. Okay. And starting from today, once we are done with demo classes, I will show you the installation process. And in our course, mainly, I'm going to teach everything practically by using real-time database. Okay. That is, I can say, any OTT platform database, or else something like Netflix database, or else I can say something called as movies database. Basically, we are dealing with this movies database, and that is a kind of OTT platform database only. How we will, I mean, in OTTs we know, in Netflix how the data will be. I mean, all the movies will be there. Actor details will be there, like that. Everything basically for their database, how the data will be, that kind of database we will use, and on that database only we will learn all the concepts. Because suppose if we are going to learn in most of the courses, what they will do, they will create or they will use some basic tables, like maybe employees table, students table, and they will teach all the concepts. But of course we can learn all the concepts by using these basic tables also. But still, as you know, uh, once we started working in any company, obviously we will deal with big data, right? So in learning process also, if we learn everything on the big data, it will be easier for us to deal with the data. Basically, it will help us something like we will get some kind of hands-on experience for how to use the kind of databases and all, right? And if I'm talking about any joins concept, like that concepts, we can learn very easily by using big data instead of this small tables, right? And just a second. I just shared the payment details also in chat. You can just refer that. Okay. Now, before understanding user interface of MySQL, let me tell you the course content. What we are going to cover in this course basically. Okay, so first introduction of database and SQL. Next, limitations of Excel. Obviously, again, as I said, we have so many other formats, right? Maybe we can use Excel also to store the data, but obviously we have some limitations when it comes to big data. So what are that limitations? And how we are going to overcome that limitations by using a database. That is just a normal concept for your knowledge purpose. I'm including that in the course content. Okay, so next important, starting from here, creation of database and tables, MySQL installation, data types in SQL. What is data types? How many data types are there? And next, SQL commands or sub languages. I can say we are having this many types of sub languages. In that, we will have some kind of commands. So each and every command we will learn practically. Okay. Next, we have integrity constraints concept. That is, we have some keys in it, like primary key, foreign key, not null key, unique key, check constraint, default key, like that. We are having some keys. We will discuss all those keys in this concept. Okay. So up to here, basically, these are some basics, very basics of SQL. Okay, which I'm going to use some normal tables to explain these concepts, like employees table, maybe students table, like that. Some random tables we will create, and we will learn these concepts up to integrity constraints on basic tables only. Okay, once we are done with that concepts, I will start explaining about, I'll directly give you this database, real-time database, something called as movies database. Basically, it is a kind of OTT platforms database. Okay, so I'll show you that database. I will explain you how many tables are there, how our, what kind of data is there inside the tables, and I'll give you that database for you. I'll show you how you can restore that database in your systems, and then we will start our main concepts. That is, we have some next concept is clauses and operators. Okay. So we have some clauses in SQL, and operators is also we will use along with the clauses. So that is the reason we will learn those two concepts together. And something like where clause, order by clause, SQL basic operators like or, and, not, range operator, membership operator, distinct clause, limit clause, like operator, like that. First of all, we are having some clauses. Along with these clauses, we will have some group by clause, having clause. All the clauses we will learn very detailedly. And then we are having something called as like operator, wildcards in like operator. That is, this is used to search for pattern searching, data, what I can say, pattern matching of the data, I can say. Okay, like operator in the sense, whenever we are going to search for any particular pattern in the data, we will use like operator. Okay, we will discuss that detail in the class. We'll have some wildcards, how we are going to search by using that wildcards, how we are going to search particular patterns in the data, we will learn. Okay, next we have some functions. That is, we have so many inbuilt functions, and all the functions are divided into these four types, and in each of this type we are having so many functions, which we will discuss detailing. Okay, next very important concept in SQL, that is joins. I can say one thing, that SQL is a backbone for complete IT industry, which I just said in the initially. And as how SQL is the backbone of IT industry, I can say, uh, joins is also the backbone of SQL. Why I'm saying this point in a sense, uh, mostly we will use joins. Whatever client we work for, whatever project we work for, what kind of data it is, also we mostly use joins in real time. Okay, 80% of the work we will do on joins only. That is the reason I can say this. Okay, so we are having so many types of joins. We will discuss each and every join detailedly by using this real-time database only. We will solve many examples. Okay, along with that, I'll give you some questions. Okay, it's something like, for practice purpose. It's not like assignment. It's not compulsory, but if you wish, you can solve them. Okay, so that you can understand how much you got an idea about these joins. Okay, so you can solve them, and once you are ready, I'll discuss that answers also in the class so that you can validate. Okay, next, and this thing I will basically I will follow only for joins. Okay, because joins are important. That is the reason I'll give you some practice questions, and then we can discuss about them in the class also. Okay, next we have regular expressions. This is also one more topic, one more important topic, which is again used for pattern searching of the data only, just like operator. Okay, by using like operator, we can search to some extent, okay, some patterns to some extent. But again, we will have one more concept called as regular expressions. In this, we are having many anchors, and we can search for many patterns, which we will discuss detailedly again. Okay, next, group by clause, having clause, some more clauses. To understand group by clause and having clause, we need to understand joins first. That is the reason I added these two clauses here. Remaining clauses we covered here only, I mentioned here only, but these two clauses I mentioned here. Okay, next, aggregation functions, aggregate functions inside group by clause. All these concepts we'll discuss detailing. Next, we have something called as subqueries. Okay, one more concept, subquery, in the sense if you are writing any query inside another query, that is subqueries. And we have two types of subqueries, that is correlated and non-correlated, which we'll discuss detailedly in that particular class. Okay, next, normalization concept. Okay, we have something called as denormalization and normalization and normal forms. Suppose if we get any raw data from any company, okay, any client, how we are going to use, we have three normal forms here. Okay, how we are by using these three normal forms, we in each and every normal form we will have some rules. By using each and every normal form, basically how we are converting that raw data into a perfect database is the concept of normalization, which we will see very practically. And this thing, I can bet no one will include this this topic in their index. That too, along with the example, we are going to discuss very practically also this concept also. Okay, we will see the rules of the normal forms. We will take one sample data, and we will see how we will convert that raw data into the perfect database by using this normal forms. Okay, and next, ER diagrams, one more important topic. Then views, indexes, temporary tables, CTE. CTE is one more advanced concept, I can say. Okay, so next, stored procedures, and then window functions. This is again nowadays, from last couple of years, in every interviews, for experience, not for freshers, for experienced persons, you can expect at least two questions from the windows function. So previously this topic is not included in my index, but as it became an important important interview question, based upon my students request, I added this topic also in my course content. Okay, we have five types of window functions, basically: rank, dense rank, row number, lead, and lag, which we will discuss detailedly along with the examples. Okay, that would be our last concepts, and these are all concepts, I can say, starting from joins, all the concepts are advanced concepts only. Okay, and at the last we will discuss some interview questions. Okay, so this is about our course content, which we will cover all these concepts very clearly, very detailedly in 35 sessions. Okay, not 35 days, 35 sessions. Any doubts, guys, in the course content? So yes, now without any delay, let me open MySQL. Okay, and once you get registered with us, let me tell you what is the speciality of my particular course. Is the first reason I'm going to use real-time database, that is OTT platforms database, to learn to explain each and every concept. That is one thing. And the second thing is my notes. Okay, how I will give notes in the sense, obviously, from the day one, once you get register, you will get folder. You will get folder access, which I will show you how to access that everything. Okay, you will get videos, daily session videos, whatever we discussed in the class, that videos you will get. If you missed any class also, you can watch that videos and you can ask me doubts, which will discuss detailedly, maybe in the, if whatever doubts, of course, if you, whenever you have any doubts, you can ask me. And you will have that videos access till 6 months. Okay, and along with that, notes. How I will use notes, in the sense, I don't prefer to give theory notes. Basically, I will give notes along with the examples. I will give directly SQL file as the notes, which I'll show you in a while. Okay. Before that, I just open my MySQL workbench. Correct. So once we are done with demo class, I'll show you the installation process. But once it is installed, when we open this, we can, this is the user interface basically. Something we can see like local instance, right? Sorry. So yeah, so we can see something like local instance here, right? Let me just click on that. So basically this is the user interface. It actually already opened my remaining files. This is how I will give the notes basically. Okay. Suppose if it is any concept, I will, however, I will explain here. Okay. If it is any theory notes, I will write here only, and then we will discuss examples. Okay, I'll give you directly this files only, instead of giving theory notes and syntaxes. I will give you all together, like this only. All the theory notes I will write it here, and then I will give examples, and you can see the syntaxes, I mean, you can see the solutions also like this. Whatever we will discuss here, the same thing I'll give you as a notes. Okay, for example, let me show you any joins like this. This will be the question and this will be the solution, right? Like this, I will provide the daily notes to you. Each and everything, if you observe, we will discuss all many examples for each and every concept. These are just inner join examples, like that. We will discuss so many examples for every concept by using this real-time database only. Okay. And if there is any theory notes, I will write here only. Okay, I'll share these files as a notes. And I believe this is again one more specialty of my the way of my teaching. Instead of giving theory notes and syntaxes, I will just directly give you uh, the SQL files instead of giving some PDFs and all. Okay, so now let me close everything and let's try to understand the user interface of MySQL to some extent, and we will continue remaining things in the tomorrow's class. Okay, so this is the thing. Once I open MySQL, whenever you install MySQL, you can able to, first you will be redirected to this administration. Okay, you can see here we are having two things, administration and schemas. By default, you will be redirected, you will be on the administration page. We need to click on the schemas, then you can able to see like this. Basically, below schemas, whatever I'm having, these are all my databases. The list of databases we will see here. Okay, by default, whenever you install, you will have only sys database. Once you create any database, then you can see the list of the databases here. As I'm having this many databases, you can see this, see like this, but by default we'll have only sys database. Okay, so this is the place where we will have the list of databases. Basically, below schemas we will have the databases list. Okay, and you can see something called as information tab here. Here in MySQL, suppose this is a database. Okay. Suppose data analytics is one database. If I'm expanding here, in every database, we'll have 4 sections. That is tables, views, stored procedures, and functions, which we will discuss them going forward. First, we will discuss tables. If I'm expanding tables, we can see how many tables are there I created in this particular database. I can able to see like this. And if I'm clicking any one of the database, any one of the table name, in the information section we can see the column names, data types, and keys also. Of course, going forward I'll tell what is data type, what is keys, everything we will discuss, but this is the information tab where we can even see what kind of, what is the columns and what is the data types we already have in these tables from here. Okay, next, to open an editor page, okay, where we are going to write all the SQL queries, there are 2 ways. Either in the file, this is the menu bar and this is the toolbar. Okay, in the menu bar inside file, we can able to click on new query tab. If I'm clicking this, I can able to open one SQL file tab where I can write all my SQL queries. Okay, or else we have one more shortcut, that is in the toolbar, first symbol. Okay, this one. If I'm clicking this also, I can able to open another file. Okay, anything is fine. Either directly we can use this one to open a file, or else from the file, new query tab. Okay, so now this is how we will open a SQL files, and this, and here we can write all the queries. Okay, and inside this SQL file, suppose we have one option here, that is some folder symbol, right? What is that folder symbol? In the sense, after writing anything here, after writing any any syntaxes, any notes here, we can save this file. Basically, to save the file, we need to click on this second icon, save icon. If I'm clicking this, I can able to save this SQL file in my laptop. Okay, that is about the save button. Okay, and what is folder icon? In the sense, whatever we saved, if we want it, if we want to open already saved SQL files, I can just click on this folder icon and I can open any one of the file like this. We can access already saved files by using this folder icon. We can just select that particular file. Okay, and this is for save, this is to open the files, and the third button, important button, that is nothing but execution button, this ignite button. Okay, the third one, after writing any syntax, first of all in SQL we have syntaxes. Okay, we need to write syntaxes for each and everything. After writing every syntax, we need to execute that. So to execute, we will use this icon. Okay, so these are the important 3 icons which we need to know at this point of time. Remaining things we will remaining whatever we are having, we will learn going forward. Okay, next, at the bottom, this thing is called as output section. Once we execute anything, we can able to find the outputs here. Okay, so this is about the user interface of MySQL. Now, if you have any questions, we are almost running out of the time. If you have any questions, you can ask me. In tomorrow's session, we will start directly. We will continue from here. We will start creating one database and we will see the remaining actual concepts of SQL tomorrow. Technical concepts will start tomorrow. Today, I gave the introduction of SQL and I just shown you the user interface of MySQL, right? From tomorrow, we will start. And if you have any questions, you can ask me now. Anyone? About our course, about SQL, anything.
Divya, I have one question. So what will be
Yes.
the timings for this course, like 6 to 7 or?
Yeah, yes. This is the timing, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. IST.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Is this timing comfortable for all of you, 3 of you?
For me, it's fine.
Okay, great.
Uh,
So
and these sessions will be from Monday to Friday, or how it's
yeah,
being placed?
mostly 99% Monday to Friday only. Sunday is holiday, obviously. Saturdays also I won't take mostly, but if needed, at least one Saturday, 2 Saturdays, I will take to maybe to complete the portion. Suppose if we get any extra holidays in weeks like that, again it's a mutual understanding. We'll discuss about that in on Friday's class, and we'll discuss. If everyone is okay, we will take a class on Saturday. But mostly I only won't prefer to take on Saturdays from Monday to Friday only.
Got it. And this course also covers the data cleaning and manipulation, like some concepts.
No, not that part. Only SQL concepts because I'll get mixed students. I'll get students from other domains also like Java, full stack. So that is the reason only SQL we will teach here. And my data cleaning, data preparation, all those concepts, basically I'll teach it in the Tableau course. I'll teach Tableau also with DurgaSoft. That is a visualization tool. As you know, we will use Tableau Prep as a cleaning tool. I can say I'll explain all those things and on the basis of Tableau in that session in that course basically. So here
Okay,
we will just detailedly we will learn about the databases only.
okay, got it. I thought pivoting and pivoting tables are not covered, right?
Here not covered. In
Okay, got
SQL we don't have that concepts, right? Basically that will be covered in any visualization tool. If you learn any Power BI, Tableau,
it. Mhm.
there they will explain those concepts. But before learning them, you need to have sound knowledge on SQL.
Got it. Okay, sure.
Yeah,
Thanks.
welcome. Any other question, guys? Anyone? And if anyone is interested to learn Tableau also, we are just starting a new batch from today itself. At 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. You can attend if you are interested.
Yes, I actually have enrolled in the also.
Okay, okay, great. So yeah, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST Tableau. Okay. So, but as I said, SQL is the basic subject. If you are already having some knowledge on SQL, that is well and good. Or else, if it is Tableau, if it is Power BI, whatever it is, if it is data analytics or if it is data science, first round they will take on SQL only. Correct? Then only they will check your knowledge on remaining subjects. That is the thing with the data science. And likewise, if it is full stack also, whatever it is, we should have definitely sound knowledge on SQL, all the syntaxes, all the concepts for each and every topic, and then that will be useful for remaining job roles also. Okay. So if there is any other questions, you can ask me, or else I'll end the session for now, and let's connect tomorrow and let's continue tomorrow. And as I said, as you attended this class, you will get one mail from our team maybe tomorrow morning. Just go through that mail. You will have some all the details there also. If anyone is interested, you can just make the payment. Okay. You can just register with us, and as I said, from that day you will get the access of videos for 6 months, and I'll give you the notes also. Okay.
Got
So
it.
yeah, all right, guys. Then if everything is clear, I'll end the session. I'm having another class at 7 o'clock. Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye. Let's meet tomorrow.